Hi guys, I'm May Elizabeth, and this little video I want to make is about AI and the fact that I think that it's always been here, and I think that actually artificial is a misnomer, or they do know, the operators of the world, the controllers know that this is for advanced intelligence rather than artificial. I don't think that man has created artificial intelligence. I believe that artificial intelligence has created man and has created everything that we see, nature, even the trees, the world around us, which looks more and more simulated, more and more filled with magenta. That's another video for another day, the magic of magenta, which is not even a real color. So I believe that AI has always been here, and the thing is, I've thought this for a while. I've thought it instinctively, and I'm sure I'm not the only one. It's interesting because maybe like those listening, I don't know if you have friends or family like I do that are all into this AI bandwagon, doing emails and texts and everything. Like I have a friend who English is not their first language, and sending me texts that grammatically would never be possible without AI, and which are intrinsically obvious that is not natural or real coming from this person. So like others that you know, I'm sure this friend is just trying to see the excited element, the enthusiasm, and even said to me, would you like to take an AI course together? That's an emphatic no. I can already see this movie playing out with the humans versus the Automatons or the robots, Hollywood style. And I guess, like I'm sure many who are in the truth research community, I mean, we come from a different time. If you're in your 40s or early 50s, late 50s, even beyond 60s, you have experienced a different time, an analog time, and so you are going to have a hard time adapting and accepting this advancement. Another word for it, the advancement of this intelligence, which I believe, for all intents and purposes, is the Demiurge. It's the one that they talk about in the Bible, the beast, whatever you want to say, what have you, the machine, the negative entity. I suppose there's some positive elements. I don't know. I just believe that this has slowly emerged. Nothing is invented at this point. Everything is just released. And they do it in a timely fashion so that we can very gradually adapt. Although it's moving a lot faster lately along with time, and that's a whole nother episode, and how fast time is moving. But what I'm saying is it's coming on full force. You're seeing it, I'm sure, more everywhere in your phones and laptops, and it's reading our minds. And I'm sure that it always has. They just know that the human needed time to accept this and embrace this. But look what's happened already just in the last 10 or 20 years. I mean, the way cell phones became the new cigarettes, the addiction. And sometimes it's really, really just sad. You get melancholy about it and miss the old world, which would really be the last century. And that's the closest thing we had to something more real anyway, and not that it was totally real, because we still had elements of communications and obviously and electricity and other computers and things like this. However, we've gone just full swing into this thing, into this magenta-based artificial reality. And I just think that it's always been here, and we think, well, how could it there's no way it created the sun, the moon, the stars, the whole, everything we see. Yes, because what we see is a virtual reality. We are wearing a virtual reality headset in our head behind these eyes. The eyes are just the conduits, just the vessel, and this avatar is the vessel, and it's a dream, just like the song says. And we stream in the dream, just like you stream Netflix, stream of consciousness. So it makes sense in a way that it's all happened kind of slowly, if you look a bit on a general scale. However, if you look at just your lifetime, and if you were born in the 70s, like I was, or if you were born in the 60s or 80s, or even 50s, you look at all that's happened, all from the time you were born to now. I mean, we have gone kind of Jetson mode, like the cartoon, and as far as like talking on the screen, etc. It's just, it's not going to get any better. Not to be, I don't want to speak so negatively about it. There's nothing, is there anything we can do? I'm not sure. Of course, you can go live off grid and live in nature and get away from it completely. There's something that Howdy Mikowski was talking about that I want to research, about some guys who did away with their cell phones for a year. And this was in Scandinavia. And just the mass differences that they noticed as far as like people in the park and outside playing, children, etc., and just the differences. Technology has done very little for human advancement. I mean, what they say is really happening, as far as medical or anything, because it's Rockefeller funded, is total BS, total nonsense. So, and not to get off on that tangent, but the main message in this video is that AI has always been with us. It's created everything around us. It created us, and it's not artificial. And I wonder, I know that very religious people would be highly offended by that statement, and well, I understand. It's not to no fault of their own with their brainwashed upbringing. But I think that if you take a closer look, you can see that, the power that it has. Go to any place and see everyone on their phones. That's AI. I mean, that's technology. It's one and the same. And that's my opinions, that it's created everything and it's created us, and not vice versa. And I would love to hear thoughts on it and what other people think about this. And if you look at the virtual reality that we live in, it makes a lot of sense, and it's getting more and more fake. It's getting more, it appears to be more and more fake and non-real than it ever was. And it's getting more unreal. I mean, even headlines and news stories are so unreal, and you can't believe that your friends and families buys into this nonsense. They believe it, and we're the minority, and I wish that we would become the majority. And more on that later. And that's it, and let me know your thoughts, and have a good day. Thanks so much for listening.